What up with me, bros? It's time for Nintendo Corner. All right, first up, Nintendo World Championships. It's coming back.
After waiting to qualify for the last 25 years, we can finally go to 8 selected Best Buy locations around the continental United States and qualify.
Man, they've left us hanging all this time. All this time, dude, but finally it's back now. Jeez. Yeah. So what games we got? You mentioned earlier, it's the same ones as the original championship, right?
Super Mario Brothers 3, and Dr. Mario.
Super Mario Bros. But it's
Super Mariglios.
It's the ultimate NES remix for 3DS version that you're going to be playing, though, right?
Right. So it's a little bit different. I mean, the ultimate NES remix, it's a series of mini games that it's mini games inspired by all of the classic NES titles and kind of like alternate versions of a lot of these games. It's a pretty fun game, actually, and but I mean, it's cool that it's based on more or less the original NES title. So that's something cool that they're kind of keeping that tradition alive.
Yeah, that is cool, actually. So we're talking 8 Best Buy locations around the U.S. Check the Nintendo website to find out which one is the closest. You might have to drive for a little bit if there's not one right near you, but
although this is the World Championships, you will have to fly to the United States to participate in the World Championships for Nintendo.
Right.
So no Canada, no Mexico, no other countries, no Guam, no Peru. No other countries. They're not included unless you're in the United States.
The last thing I'm going to add is that there was some talk on Twitter about it, but as long as they get Fred Savage involved, right?
Yeah,
you got to have him hosting.
Like, all right. So first of all, I looked on Twitter and Fred Savage spelled Nintendo wrong about his tweet concerning the Nintendo World Championships.
Yeah, that was too bad.
That aside, to not have him host the re-emerging Nintendo World Championships would truly be a disservice to the great legacy that is the Wizard. So Nintendo,
that's right.
Please, Fred Savage isn't doing anything these days. He could probably use the job. Get Fred Savage in this. Or at least Ben Savage. Get somebody in here.
Yeah, get one of the Savage Bros on there.
Get one of them. As long get Macho Man Randy Savage.
Ooh, yeah, dig it, yeah.
Back from the grave. Get somebody in there.
Okay, next up, this is more of a business-related news item, but Nintendo has hired Doug Bowser as their new Vice President of Sales for North America. Man,
strictly because of the name, they have hired the irony associated with hiring a guy named Bowser to run Nintendo is truly inspirational. So thank you, whoever decided, if it was you, Reggie. Thank you for hiring Doug Bowser as your Vice President of Sales for Nintendo of North America.
Right.
You've truly made this country great, and you should be proud to be an American.
That's interesting. They had everybody on Twitter. Everybody on Twitter offered a warm welcome. So that's a new high for Nintendo, I think.
They've finally done it. They've hired somebody named Bowser to run the sales department for Nintendo.
All right, a little bit of it.
Better not be smoking too many mushrooms or couplings or anything while he's up there.
Stay away from that stuff. Bit of Amiibo news this week. We got the rare Amiibos that were rumored. Looks like that's happening. So May 29th, be on the lookout for that stuff. Get out for the stores.
There's a restock happening, so get in line. Beat the scalpers now.
Yeah, those scalpers, man. I don't know. Yeah, you might have a tough time because this is gonna be your last chance. So probably the rare Amiibos like Meta Knight, Rosalina,
they're gonna go first again. They went first last time. They'll go first again. But hopefully, if you didn't get a chance to get them before, and bear in mind, you can still, for everybody who keeps saying that these are hard to find, they're hard to find in America, yes, but you can still buy these overseas for a reasonable price. So if you were having trouble finding these Amiibos, just buy them from overseas at a much more reasonable rate. That's all you got to do.
Yeah, you know what? I saw that. I think people have started catching on to that because I saw them talking about that, just saying just import it. It's the same thing.
Just import them. It's the same thing. It's different packaging. It is the same Amiibo, and it is compatible with your U.S. system. Just import these Amiibos and stop supporting the scalpers. That's it. Problem solved.
That's actually a good tip. So yeah, if you guys are looking for any of those, either stay on top of it for the 29th coming up soon, or just import it. Yeah.
Just import it.
All right, and then the last news item this week, man, this is another one that sort of came out of left field, but Kickstarter is the trend these days, guys. Castlevania. What's happening with that? We all know that Konami is systematically imploding at the moment. Forget about them ever doing another Castlevania, but
yeah, forget about another Turtles game. Forget about another X-Men the arcade game. Forget about another Gradius.
That sucks. With no more Turtles, dude.
Forget about what else? Forget about Contra. Forget about DDR. Forget about Beatmania. Forget about Silent Hills. Forget about Metal Gear. Forget about anything you ever liked from Konami, because they are dead.
It's all dead. That's it. It's over.
Damn you! God damn you all to hell!
It's over. Forget about it. Get over it.
Yeah, get over it. Dead and buried. Put a stake in the ground. They're done. Nail in the coffin. Boom shakalaka. That's it.
This, however, Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
It's Bloodstained Ritual of the Night. It is described as an Igavania type game, because Iga is the one bringing us the classic Castlevania creator, is bringing us, or rather I think he was the assistant director on Symphony of the Night, and then he directed the GBA and subsequent PS2 titles and DS games.
Right.
But he was, he's been on the Castlevania team for a long time. And he's really responsible for reinvigorating the franchise after the Super Nintendo days, or at least partly responsible. So he decided that he's basically wanted to make another Castlevania game. He asked for $500,000. So far, it's at what, $2.5 million to make this game?
$2.5 million they've collected already. So they still have some stretch goals on there, but they've got it.
And they have other investors. That $500K was just to show it was basically a proof of concept to be like, hey, we want to make this game. I've made these other Castlevania games. This is just to show our backers that people will purchase this game. All right, so Koji Igarashi, famous for reinvigorating the Castlevania franchise. This game's going to be awesome. He smashed all the stretch goals. I would not be surprised if this ends up with like $3 or $4 or perhaps even $5 million. For support, but I mean, this sets a precedent. I mean, if Konami truly doesn't respond to something like this, and I mean, think about somebody like Kojima. If Kojima decides that he wants to make another, say, Metal Gear-ish game, or like a spiritual successor to Metal Gear, or Silent Hill himself, imagine how much money he's going to pull in. Like $10 million, $20 million. The support's there, so it's like I don't understand the business model that Konami is trying to set by basically just destroying their entire legacy. But I mean, it's clear that people want the games, but I don't know what they're thinking.
Right. And like you said, this Kickstarter money is in addition to other money that they've already secured from other backers. So, you know, they've got that much money. This game's gonna be good.
I feel like from playing some of the DS games and like the GBA, I was a big fan of the GBA and DS games, actually. Those are some of my favorite Castlevanias. But they did deviate from Symphony of the Night a little bit. I mean, what I'm hoping for is he kind of returns back to his kind of like initial roots as director, and he makes a game that's more similar to Symphony of the Night and less to the later GBA and DS games. But I mean, we'll see. I'm sure it'll still be a pretty solid release. So
yeah, that looks super cool.
We'll see.
That's going to bring us to our question of the week, which is, what do you guys think about Nintendo bringing back the World Championships? Is this something they should do every year now, or is this just purely a marketing stunt and they're going to, just do whatever with this one? So let us know about that in the comments, and that's going to do it for this week's Nintendo Corner.